Dr. Caitlin Todd's killer may have finally been exposed after reports confirmed that another Emmerdale actor is set to leave the show. Earlier this month, viewers saw a dramatic flash-forward scene revealing that the ruthless Dr. Todd will be murdered by someone from the village. The doctor is currently working in Sheffield, believing she has escaped any legal punishment for assaulting and blackmailing Charity Dingle. Although her belief that she will avoid prison appears to be correct, she is instead heading toward a fatal end. Rather than facing justice in court, she is destined to lose her life. Right now, the main suspects include Charity, Mackenzie Boyd, and Vanessa Woodfield. As is often the case in soap storylines, however, the real killer could turn out to be the person fans least expect. Noah Dingle will soon tell Mackenzie that he is thinking about applying for jobs overseas. At the same time, it has been confirmed that the actor portraying Noah is leaving the ITV drama, fueling speculation that the character will soon leave the village. But Noah's departure might not simply be about starting a new life abroad. There is also the possibility that he could flee after being responsible for Caitlin's death. One important clue comes from the flash-forward sequence, where Dr. Todd appears to be lying on the floor inside Jacob's fold, the home where Noah lives. Could Noah uncover the truth about what Dr. Todd did to his mother and decide to seek revenge? If that happens, might his relatives help him disappear before the police can arrest him? The announcement of Noah's departure is part of a major cast shake-up for Emmerdale. In addition to the exits of the actors playing Noah and Dr. Todd, the performers behind Dawn Taylor, Jimmy King, and Vinnie Dingle are also preparing to leave the long-running soap. A shocking Serena Sugden twist has unfolded in Emmerdale, leaving Robert desperately trying to keep a deadly secret hidden in episodes released early on ITX. Ever since Serena Sugden arrived at the home of her distant relative Robert Sugden last month, she has remained one of the show's biggest mysteries. Until recently, very little was known about her background. Serena claimed she had crossed paths with the notorious John Sugden in the past, but her story raised doubts because John had been separated from his father's side of the family for many years. She also appeared unusually interested in John's crimes and repeatedly questioned people about the death of Nate Robinson. Another unanswered question surrounded Kev Barton, who was convinced he recognized Serena but couldn't remember where they had met. Serena insisted they had never encountered each other before and dismissed his suspicions. Everything changed when Kev suddenly remembered that Serena had once worked as a police officer. That revelation could spell trouble for Robert and Aaron Dingle, who have spent months protecting the truth surrounding John's death. Viewers will recall that back in January, John was killed by his sister Vic. Although officials later ruled his death a suicide, Vic knew the reality would continue to haunt everyone involved. Her situation became even worse when Joe Tate began blackmailing her with video evidence of the incident. He threatened to hand the footage to the authorities unless she transferred her share of Butler's farm into his ownership. Vic eventually left the village and moved to Portugal, a decision that immediately caught Serena's attention during the latest episode. While speaking with Bob Hope, Serena learned that Butler's farm had been sold directly to the Tate family without ever being placed on the open market. The information immediately made her suspicious, prompting her to confront Robert. Robert denied that anything unusual had happened and instead questioned Serena about her own connection to John. Serena finally explained that John had once helped her family through financial difficulties by cashing in part of his military pension early. Wanting to honor his generosity, she decided to use the remaining money to support those who had suffered because of him. She eventually offered the money to Tracy Robinson, Nate's widow, although Vanessa Woodfield questioned whether Tracy would be willing to accept such a gift. Aaron continued to distrust Serena, while Serena became increasingly convinced that Vic was responsible for John's death. Although she promised not to reveal what she knew, Aaron warned Robert that it was probably only a matter of time before she informed the police. Even after assuring Robert that she had left her policing career behind, Serena was later seen walking toward Houghton Police Station. The big question now is whether she is about to expose Robert, Aaron, and Vic by reporting everything she has uncovered. Next week in Emmerdale, viewers can expect dramatic twists, unexpected alliances, rising danger, and fresh mysteries. New arrivals continue to shake up the village, while one familiar face faces a life-threatening situation. Kim asks Ross to investigate a break-in at Home Farm. His search for answers first leads him to question Moira, but she quickly shuts him down. Ross then turns his attention to Robert, creating tension between him and Aaron before Serena steps in to calm the situation. Seizing the moment, Serena finally tells Robert the complete story about her connection to John. Her explanation convinces Robert to let her remain in the village, even though Aaron still has serious doubts about trusting her. After Robert suffers an injury, Aaron offers Serena work on the farm. However, Serena appears far more interested in building a friendship with Ross, raising questions about her real motives and what she hopes to achieve. Meanwhile, Kim discovers that a USB drive has disappeared from Home Farm, leaving her worried about what valuable information may have been stolen. Elsewhere, Charity is devastated when prosecutors decide not to move forward with the case against Dr. Todd because there is not enough evidence. Refusing to let the doctor escape justice, Mac and Vanessa decide to join forces and search for another way to expose her. Believing previous complaints may have been hidden by the hospital, Vanessa and Jacob secretly meet with a representative from the Human Resources Department in hopes of uncovering the truth. As Charity heads off to challenge Vanessa over her plans, she unexpectedly meets Helen, another woman who claims to have suffered because of Dr. Todd. After Charity shares her own traumatic experience, Helen appears deeply affected, raising hopes that she could provide crucial support. Elsewhere in the village, Claudette encourages Kev to return to his position at the cafe, while Nicola continues insisting that his decision to leave was the right one. With Lewis's birthday approaching, Kev tries to make up for lost time by buying thoughtful presents. Unfortunately, his efforts only make Lewis uncomfortable, leaving Ross increasingly concerned. Kev's worries grow even further when an old friend named Steve suddenly arrives. At the same time, Gabby finds ways to avoid eating the meal Billy has prepared for her, while Dawn struggles to hide her unhappiness over Billy and Gabby's relationship. Despite that, Dawn has something to celebrate when her wedding dress finally arrives. Another emotional storyline sees Kane refusing to give up hope after his dog Monty is diagnosed with cancer. He seeks a second opinion from another veterinarian, hoping for better news. Kyle is also facing problems as he struggles with the cadets, but he feels unable to talk to Kane because of his father's distant attitude. Heartbreak follows when Kane is told that Monty's tumors cannot be treated with surgery. Overwhelmed by the devastating diagnosis, he avoids Moira and suggests a camping trip with Kyle, who decides to invite Graham along. However, the outing soon turns tense as tempers flare between the group. Kane eventually storms away on his own, but as night falls, disaster strikes when he slips down a hillside and becomes trapped with an injured leg. With secrets, confrontations, and life-changing moments on the horizon, the coming week promises plenty of unforgettable drama in Emmerdale. Emmerdale continues to air on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.